So I've spent hundreds of hours analyzing sales funnels from some of the top coaches and gurus out there while working with multiple 5 and 6 figure entrepreneurs to help them scale their coaching businesses to over $100,000 a month. And in that time, I've been able to break down over 337 funnels. So I put together a Miro board of the top 11 from every singular niche. That's Brez, Iman, Mark Bill's Brands, TJR, Luke Alexander, Shelby Sapp, everybody you can think of, the top dogs in the niches. And today I'll be breaking down everything that I learned from these funnels, and I'll be going to detail on how exactly each and every one of them actually works with a full detailed breakdown. And of course, all the mistakes to avoid and everything you actually have to keep in. At the end, I'll break down everything that these funnels have in common and how you can go ahead and implement it into your own business to start or scale to over $100,000 per month. These are literally the exact same systems that my clients pay me thousands of dollars for. And of course, today I'll be giving them to you for free. Let's get into it. Now, we're going to start off with breaking down Brez's funnel first. He has a free training funnel. It's like the most basic funnel, not the most basic funnel, but it's a very basic funnel. The first thing is going to be this little page where you get to claim the video. It's going to go ahead and take you into this pop-up. And of course, it's going to give your name, email, your phone number, and then you'll unlock the mini course where he's going to allow you to actually watch the VSL, which he calls a mini course, which by the way, VSL is just video sales letter. It's the sales asset. This is designed to sell you. This video is designed to sell you on his product so you actually buy. Now, next is the type form. It goes into the type form and then it gives you a whole wall of social proof, even more video testimonials. And then of course, at the bottom, he's like more screenshots and everything like that. And if they can do it, why can't you? All right. Now, from Brez, what you need to go ahead and learn, do not try to blend into the feed. A cleaner look and actual video testimonials will make people slow down and actually read your stuff. Also, you always want to grab email and phone number before you let people into anything. I see a lot of people trying to give away free stuff without any email, without any phone number or anything like that. That's not what you want to go ahead and do. And you'll see that recently he rebranded the funnel. He used to not have it like this. Like the funnel used to look like absolute doo-doo. But now he actually made it look super clean. And I'm assuming his conversions went up by at least around about 20%, which is huge for him. Now, again, you want to also reach them later without praying that the platform shows your posts. So you need to convert people from your, like platforms into your owned list. This means your emails, your phone numbers, that jazz. That's everything you want to go ahead and do. Why? Because the platforms might at any moment like ban you or something like that. Something might happen. But as long as you have your email list, as long as you have your phone lists, that is what you can rely on. That's the only thing you can rely on for your business to grow. Next, why it matters. So when every single page looks the exact same, people will skim. A simple premium feel will make proof land way harder and makes you look like you actually take your craft seriously. All right. So if you don't want to look like an absolute bozo who just started out, making this stuff and like you look like basically a scammer, you're never going to get sales. Once you have the email and phone, you can move people through your world no matter what the app does that day. So for example, if Instagram is really feeling off that day and doesn't promote anything you do, you still get sales. You still get sales on autopilot just because of emails. I have offers making 10, 20, 40, 50 grand a month just by having emails there. They just sell on email even if their content doesn't perform well. And of course, this is exactly how you want to use it. This is how you're going to implement it. First of all, you want to pick one font family and of course stick to about 2 sizes. Pick 2 very calm colors, a clean background, keep it very quiet. Don't try to overdo it. As you can see, Brez is literally completely black with like a little bit of a design next to the actual VSL. And then you want to stack short video testimonials very high on the page, right? Like about 30 to 60 seconds, face, name, role, one clear result line, and then more lower down. Also, you want to add a bit of a light gate at the door. Again, that's actually the free training right there. And then that's going to unlock the welcome asset, which is the VSL, right? Then you also want to write a headline that says who you help and what result they get and about roughly how fast, and of course, name the big pain they avoid. The button should also say what they get, right? Don't just be like, oh, submit. This should say what they're going to get. If they fulfill this button, if they fulfill the parameter you're asking them to, if they press this button, what are they going to get, right? They're going to unlock the mini course. It's a small thing, but it's going to increase your conversions by quite a bit. Now, next is Iman's funnel. So I'm going to be breaking down his event funnel that he did for the Make Money Online 2.0 event. And this was a doozy of a funnel. Very interesting. So first of all, he tells you like every detail about the event and then tells you about the actual prizes and why you should attend, right? So first of all, he tells you, hey, this is all the information. And you're like, okay, maybe I'm not available that day, blah, blah, blah. Then he's like, oh, you might win like 350 grand. And you're like, oh, I'm interested now, right? Now, once you save the free ticket, he's just going to go ahead and give you the same exact opt-in as Brez, afterwards, he's going to take you to a upsell. Now, this upsell is about $100. And of course, he's going to go ahead and ask you to, upsell there, right? But after that, he's going to go ahead and give you the downsell as well. Now, oh, my bad. So I messed that up real quick. So he actually says, good job for like doing the whole registration, gets you to fill out a survey, and then he tells you free resources inside the WhatsApp group, which are actually just sales assets that he's going to give you. And of course, you can just make this whatever the hell you want. Sales assets works really well. And then he actually tries to upsell you. Now, this is a $100 VIP ticket upsell right here. And then he gives you the risk reversal, everything like that. He uses visual salience, makes this look super attractive to buy the VIP ticket. And then, of course, tries to sell you on the VIP ticket, reminding you of the guarantee every goddamn 2 seconds. Next is the downsell, which is going to be $50 if you don't take the actual upsell. I'm assuming he has more upsells on the back end, but I wasn't able to check those out. After this, he value stacks and everything, and then he wants to get you to join the actual course. And he's trying to say, oh my God, people paid $2,000 for this, you must buy it. Now, after that, he's finally going to get you into the WhatsApp group where you're going to join. He's going to nurture you on the event. And so he's going to make it more likely you actually convert on the event through this WhatsApp group by sending videos of, voice messages, texts, just making him feel more human and more approachable to the common person. Now, from Iman, here's what to learn. I learned personally that, you have to collect the email and phone every step. Iman is like, he will never leave you on email and phone, bro. He will grab your phone number and email no matter what he's going to give you. He'll be giving you a YouTube video and he will grab the email and phone number. Why? Because he knows you need to convert into your own list. Next, you also want to nurture very hard on WhatsApp, email, and stories, and offer the next step without being weird about it. Don't try to act like some snake oil salesman. Obviously, you're not trying to do that, but you might be acting like a snake oil salesman. Don't try to act like one. Don't be that guy. Just show them, hey, just flow into the conversation, flow into the upsell, redirect them into a VSL about the upsell, then go into the downsell. If they don't take either one of them, go ahead and move on. If they take one of them, give them another upsell, because people actually want to be upsold. Because sometimes people are like, oh my God, I want more help. I have more money, but he's not showing me any way I can purchase that. So they won't even take it, right? The only thing worse than offering $1,000 product to a person with $100 budget is offering $100 product to a person with $1,000 budget, because you lose $100 in the first situation and then you lose $900 in the second situation. Now, you also want to put the date and time everywhere so nobody forgets. Iman is so good at this. He literally does not leave you any second without showing you where the hell the date and time is. Like where, when, what, day 1, day 2, day 3, cost of doing nothing versus joining the challenge, the prizes, why you should attend, blah, blah, blah. He keeps on saying it everywhere. Stories, emails, if you look at his emails, they're basically just reminders and like sales assets. That's it. Now, here's why it actually matters. Events, if you're doing events, are a reminder game. They're not a one-page game. People have lives, and if you don't remind them, they will disappear. If you never ask for the next purchase, they will never think about it. You have to be hot on their tail trying to get them to buy. That's how you're going to get them to actually show up, to buy, to show up to the call, to book a call, to do all of these things. You need to be on their tail at all times. You must not let them move on with their life. Next, how to use it. First, you want to put the date and time at the top of every page and every email. Add a small banner so it follows them. I'd recommend the small banner being on one page, maybe maximum. It looks a bit scammy depending on which software you're using, so I'd recommend just having it somewhere on the page as well if it looks weird for you. And then use more than one channel. Email plus SMS or WhatsApp plus daily stories. Anything like that. Just combine channels. Everywhere you are, everywhere you exist, everywhere your ICP exists, constantly remind them about it. Repeat what it is, why it matters, when it happens, and how to join, and why they should actually join, right? Build a simple ladder. So like ticket first, then VIP, then program. If they buy, then offer the next highest thing, right? Maybe it's a mastermind. If it's a club, whatever. If they say no twice, then go ahead and move on. And this is applicable to anything, even in your free training funnels. If they hop on a sales call, downsell them if they don't have enough money. If they have more money, upsell them, right? Like if they say, oh, I have $10,000 to invest in myself, try to get them on a $10,000 program. Don't be dumb about it, right? Next, you want to write a safety promise you can actually stand behind. Credit if they can't attend, refund if you cancel, just use plain words and actually do something you can hold up. You don't have to make it some crazy promise like I'm going to give you generational wealth. I'm not going to give you you don't have to say some crazy crap like I'm going to give you $500,000 if you win. That's not what you need to do. You can just give them a normal guarantee like you'll get a full refund as long as you do X, Y, and Z. Bam. Right? Or you can even be like, oh, we'll keep working with you for free after you get X, Y, and Z. Although I don't like that specific refund because it's just a bad risk reversal, but it works. If you got nothing else, that's better than nothing, right? Next is Mark Builds Brands Funnel. Now, this man is an e-com guru, by the way, if you don't know about him. And literally all this funnel is a huge ass type form. It's just a type form that has about like 11 questions, and then he gets you to schedule his strategy call. And then he also has an exit pop, and that's about it. Now, Mark's funnel is very unique. Overall, the funnel is absolute garbage. But the things you have to learn from him is that when your content is actually real and people trust you, they don't need like 10, 20 steps. They just need a place to raise their hand. A simple form can literally be enough to make serious money. A light funnel that you can implement later will multiply it by a huge margin. But you can literally start off with nothing. But if you have a really good content, you will get hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Here's why it matters. So trust will compress the path. Warm people already believe you can help them. They don't need a VSL. They don't need a whole page. They just want to tell you what they want and hear how you would do it, right? It's very basic stuff. And here's how to use it. So this is how you use specifically what Mark has taught me. So publish your work in public, daily stories, 2 or 3 longer posts each and every week, screenshots, lessons, even small misses. Humans will follow only humans. Keep the intake short, like 5 to 8 questions that actually help you help them, right? Like, just as an example, like Mark's stuff is crazy. He does the most raw and authentic content, right? It's like he doesn't do anything. It's quite crazy. And I'm just going to pull it up real quick. As you can see, this is Mark's page and he does absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. He does the most raw and authentic content. The only thing he has on his editing is cutting. And on the Reels, he has some music. On the YouTube, he's in like even less editing, right? And on the posts, you'll see right here, like he's just making super raw and authentic posts. And this is all you need to do to build that super raw and authentic, super devoted brand, because a personal brand will follow you everywhere. That's the point of a personal brand. And the way you do that is to be super raw. You want to make it as close to real life as physically possible. Now, for the intake short, this is how you actually keep the 5 to 8 questions on your type form. That was a bit of a side tangent, but basically outcome, current timeline, current state, budget, and best contact. Those are 5 to 8 questions will be the maximum you want to take. And of course, you want to reply fast and like a person. If they fit, offer a time. If not, you can point them to a smaller step. Get a setter for this with like a call. If you want, I would recommend that. It's obviously going to get way more take rates. It's going to get way more bookings. Or you can also just automate it using Typeform. That's the main point of Typeform. Anyways, if you really want to, you can use Typeform as well. Also, you can add a small backbone over time. Add in 1 pager, a short VSL. It'll multiply the same exact traffic without changing your voice or anything like that. So if you really actually get some success with this and you really don't want to do anything else, you can start off with a Typeform funnel. See if your content is really high quality. If it is, then you can move into a normal funnel later, right? It's not a big deal. Now, for TJR. So from TJR's recent launch, as you can see, it is an interesting one. So the Join the Combine now is basically, the Combine is a 3-day live day trading challenge. As you can see, unlock the shortcut to trading success. I'm not going to go over all this stuff, but he has a lot of social proof with Trustpilot. He has a timer and of course CTAs, right? So again, join the Combine now. He's not saying submit. He's not saying that crap. He's saying join the Combine, what you're going to get. And again, he's using the same exact stuff that Iman's using, what you're going to learn, cost of doing nothing. And an interesting thing that Iman himself does is that he tells you, hey, sorry, not Iman, TJR does. He tells you, hey, meet your coach. Like, I am a human being. Like, where did he come from? Where did he come from? He wants to relate to you. He wants to show you, I was like you at one point. And then he also wants to have featured speakers, right? Like Orangey, like Umar Ashraf, like Moore Trades. All these guys, they're super successful. And their faces being there, he has just borrowed their personal brand and made you more likely to convert just by putting their faces on his page. Event details, where, when, what. He literally did the same thing except reorganized it. And he did not have a free tier. Why? Because free attracts tire kickers. And of course, he does have a guarantee. That's how you get the people who are skeptical. And then he gets you to convert. And the interesting thing that he does here is that he automatically goes into the VIP ticket, even if you chose the cheaper one. You'll have to you'll have to manually change it, which is, some people would think it's scammy. I don't think so. It's just sales. It's just marketing. But yeah, from TJR, this is exactly what you should learn and what I learned. So repeat the when and where many times. Again, same thing as the Iman. Put a face to the name so people feel connected. People will buy from a brand way faster than they will, or not a brand, but a personal brand, a human, they'll buy from a human much, much faster than they'll buy from a logo. You don't buy from, if you go to any coach online, you're not buying Shelby, you're not buying She Sells Academy. You're buying Shelby Sapp. If you're not buying, whatever the hell Mark's program is. I don't even know his program. I watch his content. I'm buying from Mark. You're buying from Mark. You're not buying from anybody else. Now, you also want to borrow names. Of course, get permission first. Don't just throw out names. But if you can get permission, get those names. Get those people that your audience might know and respect, because that is going to give you a huge amount of easy social proof that you can take advantage of. Start with a small paid step on the front and move people up from there. Keep a safety line and make checkout short and right in front of them, because free stuff will attract tire kickers at all times. That's why I personally never really like doing a free community, not a free community. I like doing free communities in general, depending on where you're at. That's a whole nother can of worms. I have a whole video on that. But a free lead magnet or a free thing up front, like if it's just completely free, I hate doing anything like that, just because you will always attract tire kickers. Free things will attract freebie seekers. So I'd always recommend, charging something. Charge $1, charge $2. Just charge something from people to get even like a lead magnet, right? That's what I'd recommend. Just get $1 from them even. It doesn't really matter. Now, why matter? So a small paid step, again, filters the time wasters and gets their skin in the game. Seeing your face and a few real names actually raises show rates as well. A simple checkout will also save sales that die inside of these long forms, because sometimes people just leave in the middle of the forms because they have a too low of attention span. And of course, sometimes there's too much time for them to make a lot of decisions to go against you. So basically, if you give them more time to say no, they will probably say no. Like on a long enough time horizon, a person will always say no eventually. Now, how to use it. Add a small front-end offer that matches the event. $7 to $49 with maybe like a couple of useful bonuses, and of course, make it feel obvious. Record a short video where you basically say who you are, why this event matters, and what they get if they show up. Talk like your stories, not using a script, right? This is a VSL right here. And of course, show endorsements only if they're true. One line under each name is enough. Keep checkout in 2 steps, info and pay. The thank you page should also have the calendar invite and a short confirmation video telling them that they made the right choice, because this is when buyer's regret comes in. The 48-hour window is going to result in buyer's regret, which makes people be like, oh my God, I might have made the wrong decision, which is 90% of where people actually, decide to cancel something. But now, next is Luke Alexander. Now, Luke's funnel is actually a YouTube VSL funnel. Super interesting funnel. It's the same thing that Iman used to get like a, $10 million VSL, I do believe, on YouTube. And basically what Luke has done here is that he has all of his normal videos. They're all linking into this single YouTube video that is going to be a huge sales asset. It's about 40 minutes long, and it's just selling everybody on his specific product. Is selling them on the product, and it's gotten like 6,000 views, which is pretty huge. And the reason that the native YouTube VSL works so well is because people lower their guard because it's just YouTube. And second, YouTube will actually push your channel more, because the way YouTube's algorithm actually works is that it works on the basis of watch time. So total watch time, or I do believe it's called session watch time. So it's session watch time. They don't think about total watch time or anything. They just think about session watch time. So how long do they watch YouTube and sit there watching YouTube after your video? Like, how long do they stay on the platform? That's what they care about. That's the main thing that they care about. That's a clock. Now, if they watch another one of your videos from one of your main videos, which is your VSL, YouTube is going to push your videos way further because you've increased the session watch time. And also, YouTube's a business, of course, so they're going to stop because they don't want to leave. They obviously don't want you to leave their platform, so they're going to push videos with a link in the description way less than other videos. That's why your VSL might not get organic views, but it'll get a lot of clicks from other videos. Now, and then you can even, once you get done with this YouTube VSL, genuinely, you could push them into a screening call, like a quick 30-minute screening call on Calendly, and you wouldn't even have to worry. That's how good quality the leads can be from the YouTube VSL. Now, from Luke Alexander, here's what to learn. One strong VSL, on YouTube, can teach, build trust, and ask for the call in the same place. If the video keeps attention and answers your doubts, you can actually just send people straight to your calendar, as I was talking about before. Getting it right actually does take a lot of work in the first initial time, but it is very, very, very worth it. Why it matters is because a longer video will let you handle beliefs one by one. You can show real dashboards, real timelines. YouTube recommends good videos as well to more of your followers and to similar people. So demand feels very, very steady because the algorithm keeps it going, basically. Now, how to use it. Create one flagship video around 20 to 40 minutes. The title should say like the promise in plain words. The first minute should give them a real reason to stay, and then show them the steps, show the proof, and then ask for the call. Literally just like a VSL. Add chapters so that people can jump in, pin a comment with a calendar link and maybe like a one pager, repeat the links in the actual description. Edit this for attention, cut the dead air, repeat the key points when it helps, drop short proof clips at natural moments so that the belief stays high throughout the thing. Now, this is subjective. You don't want to edit for attention if your brand itself is very raw and authentic. Like if you don't edit at all, just keep it the same way as all your other videos, basically. You want to make it blend into your channel. Push your warm traffic here first and then let the video warm people before they actually book. Now, that's what we learned from Luke Alexander. Now, what about Shelby Sapp? Shelby Sapp runs a webinar funnel, actually. And as you can see on the webinar funnel, how to step into high ticket sales with Shelby Sapp. I'm not going to go over all of these landing pages. It's very basic stuff. It's like, she's making binaries. She introduces herself and then gives you a last CTA. It's a pretty short one. And then, of course, she has a little bit of a confirmation video, which will raise her show rates by a metric ton. Now, her main stuff is that she has a huge email sequence. Like she has 1 day, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. And then webinar day reminders are like 3 to 4 hours before, 1 hour before, 15 minutes before. And she just has insane amounts of reminders. Like I've broken this whole thing down in my funnel breakdown on Shelby, but she has a crazy number of reminders. And from Shelby, you need to learn people will always forget, right? So a full reminder plan is very welcome when each touch gives something useful. Give them like so many reminders. The thing is, a lot of people will give those dumb, this is when your call's booked for reminders. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is you want to give them value. Give them a video. Give them a short video, right? Give them genuine sauce so that they come back for the next emails. By giving them genuine value on your first few emails, they will be way more likely to actually hop in to your next emails. They'll be way more likely to open them. Your open rates will go up. Your click-through rates will go up. Everything will go up. Now, mix the small lessons with wins and also simple countdowns, because helpful always beats pushy. So always give them countdowns at the end of the emails, obviously, and also send them client wins, testimonials, case studies, blah, blah, blah. This is why it matters though. Showing up is half the sale. One invite and one reminder will rarely move the needle. A plan turns registrations into people who actually attend. Now, how to use it. Follow a simple rhythm. 7 days out, 3 days out, 1 day out, 8 hours out, 2 hours out, 15 minutes out. Each touch should say what the session is, when it starts, and one reason to actually care today. It should be wins, testimonials, case studies, along with all that. Change the angle each time. One message is a small value tip. One is a case study. One's a quick FAQ. One's a checklist of what to bring or do before the session. And also run a daily story and email with the date and a client win so the momentum never, ever, ever, ever stops. So if you're doing a wide webinar for everybody, like event, always have stories daily going up before the webinar to remind them that the webinar is actually happening if you're doing something like that. Now, next is going to be Alex Hormozi. Now, Alex Hormozi's, I'm going to be breaking down his Money Models book launch. And this is more of an OOO funnel, which the way an OOO funnel is that you get an opt-in for completely free. You promise them from some free sauce. Then you get a paid upsell, so a one-click upsell. And once you've gotten the opt-in, you give them another one click. So it's going to be like you've got the upsell, but now you've got to give them the one click as well. So this is a order bump, for example, for Alex's $450 deal. He got you an order bump in there as well. So now he's gotten you from what? $0 to $450, which is a huge increase. And now after that, he gives you a confirmation page with registration details and everything. And then this turns into a whole normal webinar funnel type thing. Now, this is what I learned from Alex. Alex is like the go-to business overall, but there's a lot to learn from him as well. Now, teach the ideas and show the steps in public. Sell the help and the speed and the accountability on the paid side. So give them everything. Give away the value. Don't be scared of, I know this is very cliche, but don't be scared of giving away the value, because people need to be reminded more than they need to be taught. Stack the offer as well so hard that the price feels cheap compared to what they get. People need to be, again, reminded more than they need to be taught. Again, it's a really good quote by Alex himself. People need to be reminded more than they need to be taught. So all you need to do is just teach them stuff on free content, and they will not implement jack from that. They'll just think, oh, you're smart and you might give me more value if I pay for it. Because when they buy into you, they're again buying into the person. They're buying into the person who's going to keep them accountable. When it comes down to it, it's all accountability. Everything is available for free on YouTube. Everything. It's all accountability. When they buy from you, it's all accountability. They want accountability from you to help them. Now, Number 2, why it matters. Free value will build demand and trust. When the paid thing obviously is worth more than the price, people actually feel safe moving forward. Teaching openly will also pull in the ones that are actually ready. Now, how to use it. On the free side, share concepts and simple steps and publish proof often. On the paid side, implement together and hold people accountable and do the hard parts with them, help them, write out the deliverables so each item could stand on its own and still be worth the fee. Then price the bundle under the sum. Only promise at this time what you can deliver. So what I mean by that is, let's say you charge $1,000 for a 5-product bundle. Each of the products in that bundle should be worth at least $2,000. That is how much you need to be able to value stack. Each and every single product there should be worth the money itself. Now, repeat the important lines across your content and your pages. People will forget and reminders will do the work. People have lives and they will forget. So you must always remind them. That's one of the biggest things to learn from Alex as well. Now, next is Sabri Subi. Okay, so from Sabri, as you can see, Sabri has his personal book funnel right here, and his page is super long and his VSL is extremely entertaining. So I'm just going to tell you the main stuff that I wanted to talk about here, which is, VSL is extremely entertaining, super short, but extremely entertaining. As you can see, for his social proof, he always gives followers, right? Even if you don't know these people, just looking at that follower count makes you understand, hey, this guy has a high status and I should take his advice because they have high status. Like, the only person I know on this whole list is literally Dan Locke. That's it. And now I feel like, oh my God, Craig probably is really, really smart just because he has more followers. That's it. So you basically just need to be like, okay, my guests that like my stuff have a lot of this thing that you don't have. So it gives them status. It gives your social proof status. Next, he has a ton of testimonials throughout it. He has a ton of copy on this page that is really, really high quality, more social proof. He goes into value stacking. So what he does is that he has value stacking into social proof, into value stacking. By the way, the VSL is value stacking as well, into social proof, and then into value stacking. It's just, again, he repeats that basic framework again and again. It seems complicated. It's really not. Now, he also has an exit pop, which is good. And there we go. He has the free opt-in. He gives you the free opt-in, claim the special offer. And then when you go to the actual checkout page, it's like, oh, the shipping's like $2 or $3, I do believe. And then, of course, you just get the physical book, audiobook, and ebook plus 7 reports. This is just basically going to be a little bit of an order bump for him to understand, hey, does this guy have money? And then after that, he's going to try to upsell you as well. From Sabri, what you need to learn. An ascension path actually does work. Free to book, to main program, to premium add-ons. People will climb when the copy is actually fun to read, and the proof wall shows status in a way that anyone can recognize at a glance. I see a lot of people making the same mistake, which is that your copy has to be engaging. It has to be kind of like a story, because if people don't want to read your copy, no matter how good it is, and no matter how proof-packed it is, nobody's going to give a crap. Nobody cares if you don't have fun to read copy, interesting copy. You just need to have a decently interesting copy. That's it. That's why I read Sabri's emails. That's why other people read Sabri's emails. That's why people go to his page. I literally sometimes will, for example, when I was making his recent funnel breakdown, I watched his VSL for fun. Like, genuinely. It's genuinely an entertaining and fun VSL. Now, why it matters. Dry pages will lose attention even with a strong offer. If the page reads like a person wrote it and the proof actually shows obvious status, trust will rise and the next step feels safe. Again, as I said before, show status. Like, when you have somebody on there, tell the audience why they actually matter. And I'll get into this in a second in the third point here. First of all, map the steps. A free thing that delivers a really small win, a low ticket step that actually delivers a bigger win, and then the main program that does it all faster and easier. And then a premium tier. So give each and every step its own promise and its own goal. Write like you talk as well, by the way. Tell a quick story, break a pattern, keep it light while still teaching. I see a lot of people trying to use ChatGPT copy. It's not going to work. You want to write like you actually talk. It should feel like a person speaking and not just a manual. Build a big proof wall, which is about 10 to 100 tiles. Under each tile, show the stat that signals status for that person. For some, that is subscribers. For others, that is views or revenue or a clear before and after. Well, by the way, when I said, the ChatGPT stuff is not going to work, it's just because most people don't know how to use ChatGPT. So if you don't know how to use ChatGPT, don't try to make your copy with ChatGPT. You're going to make it look so AI, it's going to look very, very bad. You have to write it like a normal, actual human being wrote it. Now, we're done with Sabri Subi. What about James Smith? That's the next person we're going to be breaking down. With James Smith, he has a very interesting funnel, which is that he does not ask for sales calls. And we'll go over his page real quick. He has a ton of offers. You go into one of the pages. He has a quick 1-minute VSL, a big promise and everything. He's just value stacking, a ton of social proof, video testimonial. After that, all of his social proof personally. And of course, structuring with value stacking even more. Again, even more value stacking down here, and then social proof as well. And then finally, the page just gives you the price right there. Like $2,500, he just gives you the price on the page. Now, James is a wizard at copywriting and, page design, landing page design, just overall, a lot of these things. He's very good at them. So here's what to learn from him. Book a call is not the only path. If the page is actually clean, if the proof is believable, if the copy is plain, and the tracking actually shows which source pays, you can sell it very easily with direct checkout or a short application that ends with a paywall. Why it matters. So not everybody wants to talk. Skipping the calendar actually frees up some time and actually lets the warmer followers just move like fast. It just lets them move as fast as possible. The risk is a ton of trust, right? Sloppy details will make people bounce as well. So you just need to make sure you have as much trust as physically possible. And of course, the small things matter here more. How to use it. First, you want to fix the basics of the page. Headline with a promise, 3 simple steps to show how you do it, a clean grid view of proof and readable terms and a refund line that's easy to understand. If you can't dial in your normal page, you will never, ever be able to transition to non-book a call. Never. So dial in your page first and then talk to me about transferring to book a call. Now, next, track what matters. Tag links and events so you know which post and which page produced that sale. Tag refunds so you can see patterns and actually fix them. And next, you want to test about 3 paths: a direct checkout for warm people, a trial that ends into and rolls into full, and then a short application that ends on a paywall. Keep the winners and then drop the rest. Some of these work better than others for specific groups of people in general. So that's why I recommend that all the time. Now, next, we're going to be breaking down Cardinal Mason. One more guy before Cardinal Mason is going to be Charlie Morgan, and then we're going to get into the TLDR of the video. Now, Cardinal Mason, he has about 140,000 followers, and as you can see, he has a DM funnel, DM freelance to start. He goes into the DMs, and then he tries to either DM close you or book a call. When he's doing this, you can almost never DM close unless you have a very devoted audience, which 99% of you guys probably don't have. If you have a really, really devoted audience, you can actually get them to piff in the DMs, which is paid in full, by the way. But for book a call, the interesting thing is the DM funnels get like 20, 30, 40, 50% more price. Like you can ask them for more money because you got them through a DM funnel. And I'll get into this in a quick second right here. So from Cardinal Mason, what to actually learn. DMs can be the main path or the backup path when replies are fast and the setters actually keep moving. Use the ManyChat to engage, use the automation to get them hooked for the first minute or 2 minutes writing their message. And then the setters who sound human and reply in minutes can make the whole thing feel very personal. Get them in there, get them as fast as possible. Setters should be in there in like less than 2 minutes minimum. Warm leads will pay even in full, like inside the chat. Obviously, it's going to be, they have to be very warm, but they might. Why it matters. So some people hate forums and long pages. They just want a quick answer from a person and they want it now. Speed is taken as care in this situation. If you answer in minutes, they will stay with you. If you take a day, they will get impatient and buzz off to your other competition. Now, number 3, how to actually use it. To use this, you want to use a keyword entry on stories. Ask people to DM a word. Send an asset right away and ask one short question to open the convo. Hand off to a human very, very fast. So once the automation asks the question, the person is going to start typing, right? And you then hand off to a human as physically, like fast as possible. It should reply in like minutes. If someone's actually hot, book the call. If someone's curious, send proof. And if someone's not ready, point to a smaller step or a VSL. And then you can book in a call from there as well. Keep short looms and quick send links ready so the conversation never stalls. Have a pay in full link for the ones who are already convinced and booking link for the rest. Next is Charlie Morgan's funnel. Charlie Morgan's funnel, it's the most basic funnel ever. It's super basic, super simple. He doesn't try to over design it. He just has a very good VSL as well. Now, from Charlie's funnel, as you can see, I learned simple pages convert. The VSL is the main sales asset and it is worth refilming until the start of it keeps people watching. But booking right on the page. If your audience is very warm, test removing any form and just like getting them into the Calendly right away. You can do even that, right? Now, the actual VSL is the main sales asset and the first 5 minutes of the VSL is the most important. So I'd recommend spend 99% of your time optimizing that. Like the rest of it, you can get it done, bang it out in like the first try. Maybe go through like 2-3 iterations, maybe if you improve it. But other than that, just work on the first 5 minutes. That's the most important part in a VSL. Now, why it matters. Every single extra step costs a slice of attention. Warm followers do not need hoops to jump through. They just need a video that does most of the work by answering doubts and showing proof in action. When the page is refined and the path is very short and obvious, the bookings go up. Like look at how obvious his path is. You go on the page, you watch the VSL, step 2 of 2, you schedule your discovery call. Super easy. You can scroll down and then you can even discover, like you can join the discovery call down below as well. Now, how to actually use it. Build the page like a straight line. Headline and short subheading, a VSL, and then a big wall of proof. A short FAQ can also be pulled from previous prospects, and then booking embedded at the bottom. Keep a simple routine for the VSL. Every time you learn something new from calls or anything else, or even DMs, refilm it and refilm the opening and make the first 5 minutes better. Test with and without a long type form if your audience is loyal and high quality. If quality drops, add the form back. If bookings go back up and buyers too, then go ahead and keep it like that, because obviously that's an improvement. You can just test it in between. I'd recommend trying with the type form first, and then you can later A/B test once you know that it actually works with type form. Now, that was the entire breakdown of all the 11 funnels, and let's get into the main TLDR of what actually works. Keep pages super simple and the paths as well, so people do not get lost. That's a huge issue that 90% of people are facing. Show a lot of proof that is easy to understand. Don't try to overcomplicate it. Collect email and phone numbers early, and of course, use them to remind and use them to send useful assets. Nurture in public with stories and with videos that actually teach and show your work. Show it off. Ask for the next step. If they say no, offer a smaller step once and then move on. This is the upsells, the downsells. Make the risk feel negligible with a safety line that you can keep. So risk reversals, money back guarantees, blah, blah, blah. Track where buyers come from so you can do more of what works and less what does not. Just, put in tracking links, use URL Genie, you can use Bitly, whatever you really want. You can just use tracking links somehow. Test how many gates you really need, because warm followers need fewer. Remove type forms, anything that is gating them. Refilm the VSL until the start actually keeps people watching. And for organic audiences, most people are in levels 3 to 5 on awareness. This is Schwartz's market awareness. If you don't know about that, just goes up like this, where basically at the top, it's people who are not aware of anything that you're selling. Don't sell to these people. Next is people that are problem aware. They know that the problem exists, but they don't know the solution. 99% of your audiences are solution aware. It's unaware, problem aware, solution aware. Then there's people who are, product aware. And then there's people at the bottom who are just completely most aware. And you just basically need to know where your audience is in the sexual spectrum. And 99% of audiences are in these 3 sections. These last 2 are just people who are randos, so nobody that knows you at all. And this is where cold outreach is going to come in for these people. But 99% of people in content are going to be in the last 3 levels, which is solution aware, product aware, and of course, most aware. Now, that's why you want to sell them and talk to that level with just some short paths, put some proof in action, and just give them clear next steps. That's all you need to do. That's why organic funnels are different from cold funnels, because you need to understand that organic people have already gone through this whole funnel, so don't try to redo it, right? Don't try to make them go through it again. Now that was the whole breakdown of everything I learned from breaking down over 300 funnels. Obviously, the implementation is still lacking. I gave you all this information, but if you don't have the time to implement it, you think you don't have the knowledge to implement it, or maybe you don't have the experience to implement it, and you want to start up a coaching business, an info product business, whatever it might be, or you even have an existing one that you want to go ahead and start scaling, you might feel stuck, you're maybe at the 10K month plateau, wherever the hell you are, I can help you if you have an existing audience. Of course, I only do work with people who have existing audiences, and I help them scale their info product using that existing audience. Could be on any platform. But of course, if you are interested in something like that, if that seems like you, DM me down below on Instagram. We can see if we have synergy, if we actually want to work together. If we do, we'll hop on a quick call, and it'll be with one of me or my team members, and then we'll be able to move forward straight from there. Now, if you don't want to do any of that and you just want to watch another one of my videos, go ahead and check that one out right there, because YouTube thinks that you'll like it. If you want to watch the whole funnel breakdowns playlist, which is basically all these funnel breakdowns that I've done, at least in public, is going to be down below my face cam down below here. And of course, if you want to leave a like and subscribe, which I would appreciate, subscribe button is in that corner down there, right down below there. And of course, the like button is below the video. Please click on those, because that does actually support the video, support the channel. And it's basically the least you can do. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you got a ton of value from that. Hoping to see you in this next video. Goodbye.